All right, everyone, let's dive right in. Today we're tackling Honduran customs, specifically the Operador Económico Autorizado program,
Oh,
OEA for short.
yeah,
It's kind of like getting a fast pass through customs, right?
correctly.
But way more involved. We're talking about a serious boost to security alongside smoother trade,
Right,
and we're going to figure out together if it's worth all the effort.
definitely.
Now, our sources for this deep dive are some official Honduran documents, plus a presentation from PwC.
Sounds good.
So we're going to break down what this OEA program actually is, who can get in on it, and the big question: what's in it for you?
It's really interesting, actually, how this whole program even got started. So after 9/11, obviously, everyone was suddenly laser-focused on trade security.
Makes sense.
But you can't just halt global commerce, right?
Yeah.
So the World Customs Organization came up with this thing called the SAFE framework. It's basically a set of standards to secure the supply chain without, bringing trade to a standstill.
So finding that balance, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Security, but keep the goods moving. And that's where the OEA program comes in.
Okay, so it's a key part of that.
Absolutely. It's all about rewarding businesses that really show they're serious about security and compliance.
I see.
And Honduras actually put this concept right into their own legal system. Specifically, it's within the Central American Uniform Customs Code. It's called CSEA. And then there's its regulations, the RECASIE.
Got it.
And then there's this whole other document, the 2020 Honduran Administrative Provisions document, which really spells out the OEA program in detail.
Okay, wait, there's a twist.
Yeah.
There's a 2023 Amendment too, but our sources don't really say anything about what's in it.
Huh.
What did they change?
Interesting.
We'll have to come back to that one. But first, let's talk about, who can even apply for this OEA status.
Okay.
Is it a super exclusive club?
Not at all, actually. It's open to a pretty wide range of players, actually. You've got your importers, exporters, obviously, but also customs agents, freight forwarders, warehouse operators, even those courier companies.
Really?
Yeah, it's like they're trying to secure every single step, right?
It sounds like it.
Yeah, it's the whole point. One weak link can compromise the whole system, so they're aiming for full comprehensive security.
The whole supply chain, huh? Okay, I get it. So let's get down to the nuts and bolts here.
Okay.
What do you actually need to become an OEA in Honduras?
Well, first off, you got to have a proven track record. So think at least 3 years of experience, specifically in international trade within Honduras.
Huh.
So that suggests, right, that this program is really focused on established businesses.
For startups, huh?
Probably not.
All right, so no fly-by-night operations.
Right.
And what about, finances?
Oh, financial solvency is huge. You have to prove you're solid, you can handle your financial commitments. Think really clean financial statements and a good credit history.
No creative accounting allowed. Got it. What else?
You have to have a perfect record with Honduran tax and customs laws.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
But are they just, taking your word for it? What kind of proof do you need?
Documents. They want to see it all, how you manage everything. Meticulous records, good administrative processes, proving you run a really tight ship,
Right.
No loose ends.
Okay. And speaking of running a tight ship, security's got to be a big deal, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's
Yeah.
a big one. They're looking at everything. So physical security for your cargo, your personnel, your facilities.
I bet.
Think CCTV systems, all that.
Yeah, intense. Anything
Oh,
else?
IT security, too. You got to have good cybersecurity protocols, protect your systems.
Yeah.
And here's where it gets kind of interesting. There's a requirement for advanced technology controls, but it's tailored to your business. So what does that even mean?
Right. That's a bit of a mystery.
A bit, yeah.
Okay, so we've got a track record, finances, clean compliance history, and then robust management systems, top-notch security, both physical and digital. Anything else?
There is. But before we get into the application process, I think we should talk about why a business would even bother,
Yeah, good point. It sounds like a lot of work.
It is.
So let's switch gears a bit. Talk about what's in it for these, model citizens of the trade world.
Right.
What are the benefits that make all this effort worthwhile?
Okay, great. Well, for one thing, you can pretty much say goodbye to those long waits at customs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, as an OEA, you get expedited procedures.
Yeah.
So faster clearance times, way less paperwork. It's just smoother.
So no more mountains of forms.
Exactly.
I can see how that would be appealing. Time is money, right?
For sure.
But how much time are we talking about here?
It really depends, on what you're shipping and how much, but I've heard of companies saving days,
Really?
even weeks sometimes.
Wow, that's huge.
Yeah. Think about what that means for your supply chain, right? Getting products to market faster,
Right.
responding to customers quicker.
Yeah, that's got to be a big advantage, especially these days.
Definitely.
Okay, so faster clearance, less paperwork. What else?
You get way fewer inspections
Oh, okay.
because you've already proven, that you're committed to security.
Right, so they can focus on the, riskier shipments.
Exactly.
But how does that save a business money? It's not just about, avoiding the hassle.
No. Less time in customs means lower storage fees, quicker turnaround.
Right.
You can beat your competitors to market, potentially. That's got to affect your bottom line, right?
Yeah, okay. I see what you mean. It's not just, ticking boxes. It's about, a real advantage.
Definitely.
Okay, so we've got speed, efficiency, less scrutiny. What else?
Well, you also get priority treatment.
Oh, okay.
Think of it like the VIP lane at customs, right?
Nice.
Yeah.
So does that mean, a separate line, a special team?
It depends on the port, but usually, yeah, you've got dedicated people trained to handle OEA shipments.
Got it. So they know how to process things fast.
Yeah, they understand the program. There are fewer delays.
Okay, so it's not just, theoretically faster. There's actually a system in place.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. But even with all that, I'm sure things still go wrong sometimes,
Right.
So who do you call when that happens?
Well, that's where this dedicated OEA specialist comes in.
Oh,
So you have a direct contact within customs, someone who can answer questions, smooth things over.
so you don't get lost in, the bureaucracy.
Exactly.
That's got to be helpful. Okay, so this sounded pretty good.
Yeah.
But what about the big picture? Does being an OEA in Honduras mean anything outside of Honduras?
That's where these mutual recognition agreements come in.
Okay.
So these agreements are between countries that all have their own OEA programs.
So, they recognize each other's standards?
Exactly.
So my Honduran OEA status could help me in other countries, too.
Potentially, yeah. It's all about creating a more secure trade environment globally.
Wait, you said potentially, so it's not guaranteed?
Not every country with an OEA program has an agreement with Honduras.
I see.
And even if they do, the benefits might be different,
Right.
It's best to check the details of each agreement.
Okay, so it's not like a free pass everywhere, but it's a good step.
Yeah.
So we've got the faster customs procedures, the reduced inspections, priority treatment, a direct line to a customs specialist, and this, potential global recognition.
A good package.
It almost sounds too good to be true. Is there, a catch?
Well, not a catch exactly. It's more becoming an OEA, it does take some serious time and resources.
So it's not something you just jump into.
Right.
It sounds like you really need to be committed.
Yeah.
Willing to go above and beyond what's normally required.
Definitely.
I imagine the cost, actually setting up all this advanced security, the management systems, that could be a lot.
Yeah, you're right. It's not just paperwork. You might have to upgrade your whole IT system, improve physical security,
Right.
even change some internal processes. It's a big undertaking for sure.
Especially for smaller companies, I bet.
Yeah.
So is this program really just for, the big players, the huge corporations? What about small to medium businesses? Is it even worth it for them?
That's the question, isn't it? It depends on what their goals are, what their situation is.
Right.
I mean, for some, yeah, the cost might be too much, especially at first.
Yeah.
But for others, if they're in a really competitive market or if they work with products that, are time sensitive,
Right.
then the advantages, they might really outweigh the costs.
Okay, so it's a strategic decision, not just about, checking a box.
Exactly.
You have to look at your own business, your market, what you're trying to achieve in the long run,
Right.
and then decide if it makes sense for you.
For sure.
And that decision's got to be even harder with that 2023 amendment, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
those amendments, they could add new requirements, change the benefits,
Yeah.
even completely shift the whole cost benefit thing, But without knowing the specifics, it's hard to say what the impact will be.
Yeah. It's like we're missing a piece of the puzzle. We understand the basics, the requirements, the benefits.
Yeah.
But that amendment throws in this whole other layer of, uncertainty.
It does. It does. And it just goes to show how important it is to stay informed.
Right.
I mean, this program, OEA, it's always evolving, global trade in general. You have to stay current if you want to make good decisions,
So even if you already have OEA status, you can't just, relax.
Exactly. You got to stay on top of things, see what's changing, adapt.
Right.
Otherwise, you're going to fall behind.
Makes sense. And for anyone thinking about applying, they got to do their research.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Well, I think we've done a pretty good job of navigating this whole OEA thing in Honduras.
Yeah, I think so.
We talked about the history, the reasons behind it,
Yeah.
what it takes to get in, and the potential benefits.
We did.
Even that mysterious 2023 amendment.
For sure.
It's been a journey, that's for sure.
It has.
But that's what the deep dive is all about, right? Really digging into a topic, looking at it from all angles, giving you the information you need to make smart choices.
Absolutely.
But this is just the beginning, really. We've given you the framework, the tools.
The insights.
Now it's up to you to explore more, to see how it applies to your own situation. So here's a challenge. If you're involved in international trade, especially with Honduras, really look into this OEA program. Weigh the pros and cons, factor in those unknown variables from that amendment. You know, who knows, maybe this deep dive sparks something new for you, for your business.
Yeah, maybe a new direction.
But whatever you do, stay curious. Keep learning. Keep diving deep into the world of global trade.
Until next time, happy exploring, everyone.
And keep those questions coming. We'll be back with another deep dive soon.